And we are on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Richie Durwald, your stuttering host of Comfort Through Creativity. And boy, do we have a guest here today. He's amazing. You're going to see a lot of him, and his name is Nels Ross. It's kind of the cue to come in, Nels. That's Nels Ross. Nels? Oh. No, oh, there he is. Of course. Yes.
Right now?
Would you just come in for the interview?
Just my timing. It's always the timing. Sorry,
Nels? Okay, so
should we try again, or was that good enough?
No, that's good enough. In fact, I want people to actually, if you're going to be a face, I want people to see your face, Nels. So could you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I was all set up to go outside. And you know how it is.
Nels, you know, before we start, I think, as you've proved, there are certain artists, because I want to call a lot of different kinds of entertainment or, you know, anything over the board that's creative. I want to put it under the category of art. I mean, I'm so happy that, and I'm going to just state this, we have a lot of people that are coming on that I'm so happy that we have poets and photographers, obviously our musicians, we got people from the fashion world, and now we're going to finally bring in something where my comfort zone is heavy duty, specialty act, but I'm going to call this division the Vaudevillians.
Oh, all right.
All right.
We're going to bring that back. We're going to educate the people who don't know what vaudeville even is.
Tell them, Nels.
Right?
Tell them.
Well, okay, so this would be like the 20s and 30s, especially when every town had its own vaudeville house or theater, and you'd have live entertainment. Imagine that, live entertainment. So yeah, that was, you know, the heyday of variety shows, and it truly was variety, like you described.
Yeah, I mean, a real variety. I mean, you're obviously going to see singers and you're going to see comedians, but you'd see a magician, a ventriloquist, and like yourself, a juggler.
Yes.
So I don't know if you're prepared for this. I don't want to put you on the spot, Nels, but is there any kind of little demonstration, or could you tell us, you know, I don't know, how can we explain you? Because I have told Nels for years that, and this is a bad segue, this is terrible, but I have told Nels for years that he didn't have to be a juggler. He could just go on stage and you kind of have that Dick Van Dyke style appeal. And I really digress there. I want, okay, let's ask
I know what you're saying, because you know, the juggling for me, juggling is my thread, you know, and I'm known as the juggling guy, but you've also always said, you know, I don't know how to describe you, which I don't know, you can read that a couple of ways. I don't know what to say about you, but it's true. Juggling has always been a means for me. I'm not like a juggler. Oh my gosh. I go to these festivals and conventions and I watch these jugglers, my jaw goes to the floor, you know, and I'm amazed. But for me, it's always been a way to connect with an audience. And that's what I try to do. So I know what you're saying. It could be anything. And as a matter of fact, I told you it might not have been the juggling with the accident that I had this year. And we could get into that later if you want. But
tell us just a little bit about that, Nels, because, you know, if you're doing any kind of creative art, sometimes you have obstacles, be it mental or physical, and you are describing something physical. So just let everybody in on this.
All right, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to raise the camera. And I should probably set it up a little bit of juggling first, okay? And I'll just tell you that, you know, even this, let me stretch a little bit. I didn't have my workout today. Even this right here is not as easy for me as it used to be. I used to do this in my sleep, which was really annoying from my wife.
Hello!
But anyway, let me show you some things I've learned. And what I often do, I take the juggling and I tell a bit of my story about how I told my mom I was going to run away and join the circus. And she thought it was a good idea. Thank you for laughing at my pain. Thank you. But it's true. No, that really is true. People think it's all just joking around, but my mom, for real, was a mime and a fire eater in her spare time. Among other, I'm serious, yeah. and mom was the one who got me into all of this. And I really did travel the circus when I was 20 years old. So I tell the audience as I'm doing the juggling, after I've shown them some things that hopefully, impress them at least a little bit, then I'll tell them that I'm actually juggling with a broken shoulder. For real. Yeah, a while back, I had a bad accident. Now, if I lean back, you might be able to see one shoulder is different from the other. It's, so a while back, I had a bad accident, severed the ligaments to my clavicle, and my shoulder bone now sticks up permanently. But at least I always have a place to hang my coat. Hi-oh! And it really was scary, though, to hear, because doctors said it would never be the same. I mean, ligaments don't grow back. And that was a potentially career-ending injury. When I first tried to juggle, my left arm was useless. My left arm wouldn't work. My right arm would overcorrect. Left and right would not work together. Kind of like Congress. But,
no politics, Nels. Hey, no politics.
Hey, no, I can say that. Doesn't matter who's in charge. Nonpartisan humor here. That's the sad thing about it. And the funny thing, actually. So I'll use the joke regardless. But the point is, I really thought that was it, and I had to get my attitude right first. So I actually will tell an audience, I'm doing it very casually here, but I do it in a, hopefully funnier way for the audience, how I had to get my attitude right first. I mean, Richie, I was driving my wife nuts. I said, what if I can't do this? What if I lose my mind? What if I die? What would happen to you? And she said, oh, don't worry. I'll be acquitted.
Ooh.
She's just trying to motivate me, Richie.
That's motivation.
Fact, no, for real, my wife is great. I could express to her my frustration, and she expressed to me, you're not getting any younger either. So there's a little bit of sarcasm in my house. You don't know that side of Elizabeth. Yeah, so anyway.
Oh, but I want
months.
to.
What?
I want to know, but
before
you do this, how many kids do you have, Nels?
5. That's a juggling act. That's a circus.
No, I know. Well, okay, I'm going to shut up and you go, pal. You go.
No, that's exactly right. That's why she has the sense of humor, living with me and 5 kids. But the bottom line is I did. It was a mental shift first, and starting to joke about, and like I have a whole new routine now. It goes on for a minute about, the recovery process, how I had to get my attitude right. And, I do that just to set to lower people's expectations, really, because really after my accident, the best I could do with a broken shoulder was this. But then I got stronger, more flexible, and I could do under the leg. Yeah. And behind the back. Yeah. I know, no one else was impressed either. But eventually,
I'm impressed.
I could work the third ball
with one hand. Nels, my goodness.
Oh yeah, I could work it back into the pattern, and I could use both hands. I can do this. Watch. Just keep an eye on the blue or the green, the yellow. Just watch this one, and there it is. So you get the idea. I talk about how. About how my juggling is still a bit lopsided. We'll put that down for now. I'll sit back.
Yeah.
I talk about how my juggling is still lopsided. There's actually still a lot of things I can only do with my right arm. But instead of focusing on what I couldn't do, I've been focusing on what I can do. And at this point now, I'm actually already at about 80% of my capacity physically, 99% emotionally. I don't know, never fully recover. But wow. So that's a little bit of my background. But I try to do it in a fun way and make it inspirational, that it's all about focus.
Well, Nels, we've been friends for years. We've worked together before the whole 2020 nonsense happened. We were talking about doing a show together called Vaudeville Now. And, obviously that didn't happen, but, I guess what can we do? And it just really, from the therapy through art, myself through creating music and other things, I said, I think that artists kind of have a duty to encourage each other, but also encourage I mean, encourage the world with your art.
Yeah.
Encourage other people to start doing art. You know what I mean? And just to be totally honest, you're talking about a physical injury. I woke up this morning, and it's no secret that I battle with depression, but because I had something to do to interview you and a few different other things that are positive things, I feel fine now. But it's that first fight in the morning, and so physical and mental are obstacles. And it's tough, man. It's like a boxing match, but you got to work through it. Now, if I could kind of shift gears, you've done some amazing things also to help a large amount of people, and I think it's through comedy. Is that right, Nels?
Yeah, I mean the broader category of humor, but definitely comedy, laughter, yoga, and other things. But humor, mirth, and laughter. You know, you got humor. You know, the funny thing or the ability to perceive it. We need that sense of humor. You've got laughter, the physiological response and the benefits of that. And then mirth, which is often, you know, what feeds us. That's the emotional response that brings joy. And so yeah, all of the above. And I think I told you about, you know, well, now there's the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor, or AF. I don't know why they came up with that. I don't know what
that's
they
just
should
not
better acronym
at all. Yeah.
No, and then there's the International Society for Humor Studies, or ISHUS, not to be confused with ISIS, a whole different organization.
No politics now.
Not going there. No, I'm not going there. I wouldn't even mention it. But now we wanted to start. Some friends of mine and I, we wanted to start the Humor and Health Association. Ha ha.
I like that. Now that's catchy. I like that one.
Yeah. And we had started it out. I had put up a website. We had a logo. We had leadership. I was helping lead some things. We were working with the Wellness Institute and we put on a great day, professional humor development. We called it PhD 101 at Buffalo State College.
Haha and PhD are my favorite ones.
So much fun. Yep. So it was a blast working with other humor-minded people whom I met. Well, actually, most of the people I got to know through Roswell Park Humor Project. And I don't know if I told you about this. This is a group of volunteers whose sole purpose was to find ways to bring joy to the people at Roswell, the visitors. And, you know, I could tell you about Bruce Baum, who had just recently passed away, sadly. That's why I've been thinking about him and this whole group, because he was one of the people that helped start it. Dr. Baum worked for years, taught in the exceptional education department at Buffalo State College for many years. And I'm a little sad thinking about this. I got his book right here. He gave me his book on reaching audiences with humor and creativity. So Bruce Baum, you know, and Paul Chuddy, clown friend, and Tina Garris, a nurse and humor consultant, Dr. Catherine Ann Sweeney, whom I think is like the Loretta LaRoche of Western New York. You should look her up if you don't know either one of those names.
I have no idea who Loretta.
Oh gosh, yeah, some of her stuff turned me on to sharing with audiences, not just entertaining audiences, but teaching audiences about and experiencing the benefits of humor. You know, to laugh with people and teach them about these things. So it was this group of people, and we've done presentations for Roswell Park and others. It was them who, these are the people who encouraged me to share that laughing matters and why laughing matters.
And Nels, that is one of the big reasons, you know, behind the scenes, I know Nels well, and he is just a very caring, empathetic person. And we both have the thing in common where when we help other people, we help ourselves. And that is one of the big reasons why I really want you to be a face. And all these great people that you mentioned, I mean, do you think there's any way that maybe you could interview them and post it on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of them I haven't connected with in a little while. But actually I had a comment from Dr. Ann Sweeney on a post I put on LinkedIn. So I know she's, you know, still doing things. Yeah. And, I mentioned to you, Sue Spindler, another person in the group. I tell you what, you got a minute for a story?
I got a minute for a story, and then we got to wrap up because I have actually someone's interviewing me, but I would love to hear the story.
Okay. And then you can edit down if you need to cut some stuff out.
Oh, this doesn't get edited. Oh no.
Okay. All right.
No time.
I'll try to tell the short version. So Sue Spindler is one of the people I meet with. And I'll go back to Bruce for a second. We'd get together at like Lake Effect Diner and be having breakfast. And here's Bruce, his sense of humor. He'd come in with a urine sample bag and set it down on the table as we're getting ready for breakfast. And we'd be like, "Whoa, what is that? Is that what we think it is?" And he'd say, "Oh, no. I just put all my stuff in it. Put it right on the front seat in Buffalo. My windows down. No one bothers it. Hey, you want to see my stool sample?" And he would reach in the bag and pull out a little 3-legged wooden stool, a stool sample. And he'd say, "I can make you a full-size one if you want."
Oh.
And we're at breakfast.
He didn't know these people, Nels?
The whole point is, his sense of humor helped him, it helped him. So even if you gross people out, some people, laugh, some people went, "Oh, Bruce," but
wah, 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 wah.
Yes, the whole point is having a sense of humor. That's what matters. And so, he would sit down with us, and Sue then would tell stories. Oh my gosh, just because she still volunteers as a giggle therapist at Roswell.
I like that too.
Right. and the Roswell Park Humor Project doesn't exist in name, but it still exists in function. There's more red tape, it's harder to volunteer and so on, but she still does. And she told one story I'll never forget about a gentleman who came in, slumped over in his wheelchair. And he was, clutching his sports coat, and he just refused to look up or even cooperate with the doctors. His sister, was pushing him in the wheelchair, nearly in tears. And the doctors didn't know what to do. They flagged in Sue to see if she might make a difference. She came in wearing her vest, her colorful buttons, and she tried to interact with the gentleman. He didn't pay any attention. So she talked to the sister and cracked a couple of jokes. The sister actually laughed out loud at one. And then Sue offered to this gentleman, she said, "Excuse me, may I give you a kiss?" That got his attention.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Out of the blue, right? And he looked up, and she handed him a little foil-wrapped Hershey's Kiss.
That's adorable.
All it was. Yeah. That's all it was. But it broke the ice. And he cooperated with the doctors, had blood drawn and so on. And they actually got to sit and enjoy lunch together. And the laughter and the conversation flowed a little more freely. And at the end of the day, he saw her again. And he stopped the wheelchair. And he got up and he said, You're a dangerous lady. And I hope to see you next time."
Yeah.
And then he waved off the wheelchair, and he stood up, and he walked out with his sister in his arm. And so we're just like, "Oh, Sue," because that's just an anecdote, right?
Mm-hmm,
but
right.
We've all seen it. We've seen the power of humor and play and fun and how it can uplift people. So that's why I share this message with the audience. It's not just the entertainment. I do things as an entertainer, as a speaker, as a teaching artist now, and I want to spread the joy. Pay it forward, man.
And Nels, once again, that's why we really want you involved, because everything that you just said is under the same umbrella of creativity. Mm-hmm. We want to stretch the meaning of what it means to be an artist, and we want to stretch the meaning of what it means to create art in your imagination. All these things start in our imagination. The only person that's stopping us from doing it is ourselves. "Oh, that's not a good idea," or someone else shoots it down, that's ridiculous, or someone else is probably already doing that. We've heard it all. Thank goodness I grew up with some vaudevillians, because nothing stopped them. So I'm asking everybody, if you're enjoying the page, if you're enjoying the group, please invite your friends to join. Even invite your enemies to join. Everybody's welcome here. And I just wanted to say thank you to Nels. And if the last time I think we had 3 people watching these interviews. So if it spread,
that's how it starts. It always starts and it grows. That's how it starts. Yeah,
it's going to grow because I know it's it's just a blessing and a great opportunity for, once again, to encourage one another, build each other up, be a friend to someone. And this is a way that we can do that through art. And I'm going on, and I've got an interview, so say goodbye now.
All right. Love you and the family. Everything you said, right back at you, man.
All right. I love you, Nels. We'll see you later.
Catch you later.